Howdy, mate. How's it going?
Not bad, you?
Not too bad. Is that your link to your Twitch? If so, I'm gonna pop
Yeah.
in to give you more support here.
Thank you.
All the support for our streamers.
But more importantly, where are you on Warburg?
I'm just finishing up my slotting and I'll be there sometime.
I'm being a chicken and hanging out by the helicopter right now.
Which helicopter?
The villain side.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
I am being completely insane and playing what I did back on live, and that is a defender of all things.
Such bravery.
Defenders are good.
Let's give you a quick follow for that lols.
Yo, can you unphase?
Yeah, I'm not unfazed.
What? Did they change this?
There
Oh,
we go.
that's fucking lame. Well, then.
Just about ready. Like 10 more slots to fill.
Nice. Yay, first death.
Oh, Lou's already prowling around. Okay. The best and worst part of Warburg, and it is the best zone map, is its verticality.
Yeah, I've always liked Warburg.
It's the best zone.
It is, I agree. Good memories there.
Lots of places to hide.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's too many places to hide. I missed. No.
That's number 2.
What kind of defender is it?
Rad.
I mean, that'll be good. It's no rad side, but it'll be good.
I mean, a knockdown drag out fight, I'm usually okay. Sniping, not so much.
I got taunted by the gun drone. I forgot that works in PV.
The placate.
Yeah, that proc is ridiculous. Wait, why isn't my double jump macro working? What the fuck?
It would help if I used inspirations.
Dude, you just fucking warbered it.
Told you, nukes are fun.
I mean, it didn't do anything though.
Doesn't matter, they're just fun.
Oh, I don't know how much damage that did actually. I have no idea.
I remember all the old tricks I used to use. That's right.
What's the new run set called? The one you sent me the IO for yesterday? I'm drawing a blank.
Rust.
Rust is. There we go.
They have a little radiation.
There it is. Just about ready to head over.
Oh, so close.
I'm trying to fucking chase a loot down.
The most important thing about PvP.
I wish I had super speed.
Yeah, me too.
Rebuilt the best approximation of my old blaster. Obviously, way more built out. It's expensive to build like this back then. See how it does.
Always expensive.
I fully expect to get wrecked. Back on live, I just used SOs on them because couldn't be arsed to pay all that money. And they built out my main back then.
I'm doing pretty good for what I'm doing, so that's not too bad.
Yes.
God damn this taunt! No! Fucking over.
So does the 5 levels down work in Warburg right now? Are you able to have epic power pulls in there?
Yeah, and you can have up to level 41.
Okay. That's what I figured.
Doing good at spiking people, at least. This is not an optimized build. Probably would have added in a few more travel powers, that's for sure.
Yeah, I took super speed and super jump on my blaster.
I took super speed, super jump, and teleport. I nearly got Mystic Flight, so I had all 4, but I couldn't fit it in the build.
I am so rusty, it's not even funny.
Just perusing my stuff one last time. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything? That looks pretty good. Yes, maybe, yes, no, maybe so. Okay.
I'm being ganged up on.
I think doing this on a would be better on a corruptor, to tell the truth.
No, defender should be better.
Really?
Yeah, the debuffs are way stronger on this defender.
Strong debuffs, yeah.
And your healer as well. Well, actually, I say that, but I'm basing that on the fact that on live at the moment, corruptors and defenders have the same base damage in PvP. But in PvE, they don't do that.
No. Corruptors have more.
Yeah, in PvP, the only damage difference is corruptors get scourged.
Oh, I was trying to land on the orb. Oh well. This feels a lot better already.
If you say so.
No, I mean from standard PvP.
When was the last time you did standard PvP?
Too long ago. I actually liked the group battle feel more than I did the if they flipped the switch, which I can't tell. I am not a numbers guy.
So this at the moment feels way more like clunky than on live because of fucking travel suppression and stuff.
Well, I would love to just get rid of travel suppression across the board, but that's just me.
I mean, same.
Yeah, I think that Paul Line said that was just a side effect of what we could do real quick.
Yeah, for sure. But like, yeah, on live feels way faster.
I really like jousting personally. It's a valid strategy. I don't see why they tried to remove it.
I still don't know what jousting is.
It's where you queue your attack power and then you go flying past the person and it activates the frame that you're close enough for it to activate, and then you go flying past them so you're not in range.
Yeah. So, why can't you do that?
Well, you can't do it as well in PvE as you used to be able to. Because travel suppression, once you get in and hit it, you're still jousting, but then you're stuck.
I still don't see why they cared at all, because, like, sure, you could do that, and it made the enemies not be able to counterattack as often, but it took so much longer to kill anything as a trade-off. I don't see why the old devs felt the need to add travel suppression.
I hate to say it was one of those mob mentality rules, from what I understood, and I could be wrong, but the way I saw it was a mob mentality rules. They asked for it, they asked for it, they asked for it, they got it added, then they didn't like it on PvP, so they got it removed, but it was still on PvE. So then that was the start of the changes between the two. Ooh, nice.
But PvE and PvP have different suppression. It works differently in both.
Yes, but that only happened after it was complained about in PvE. I mean PvP. But PvE never caught up.
Oh, right, I'm a hero, duh. I'm here in St. Marshall, like, why can't I go to Warburg? Oh, fuck, yeah, that's right.
How are you in St. Marshall as a hero?
Well, I'm a vigilante.
Right. But yeah, no, so, like, what they did in I13 was they added travel suppression for when you get attacked, as well as when you attack.
Yeah, I don't like
Everyone
being
fucking hated
attacked.
that.
When you attack, I understand, but getting attacked means you're forced to stay and fight, which lessens the
Which was lame.
strategy.
It's hilarious as well, because, like, the argument that the devs gave were like, oh, it'll help melee stay in melee with range tunes, and the reality was melees could no longer attack anyone ever.
Yeah, melee felt so much worse to play. That was because I only played melee in PvP, except for my cheap blaster that I'm playing now. I played this more as a cheeky asshole character versus like a serious character. So yeah, I mained a brute, and it was so much harder to get anyone. That was my biggest gripe, is that I couldn't play my main anymore in PvP without it feeling real
I
bad.
just felt some of the changes were from feel of it rather than from point of view, or maybe it's the opposite. I don't know. When I play PvE and PvP, I feel they should be closer together. Otherwise,
That was my argument. The barrier to entry is really the biggest problem. Like, if everything hinges on there being enough people to PvP for it to be fun, and it's hard to get into, it's going to limit how many people can get into it and all, and that's just...
I mean, everybody's going to do their own builds regardless. That's not going to change. But I don't like the fact for you to casually... Yeah, I know, I hate that word. Casually walk in and try and do something and find that your character doesn't work the same. Are you really going to turn around and put more effort into it?
Yeah,
Especially
no,
if you get completely ganked at the beginning.
that's definitely true.
I suppose I should turn my toggles on.
Ooh, it killed him.
Yay, Chaldean.
I wonder if I can kill that.
There, you'll have better time now.
He disappeared.
Doesn't matter, you still got my toggles on for a bit.
Still sure it is.
I'm kind of the low-hanging fruit in the group, but that's alright.
He's taunting me, the bastard.
No, I've always wanted to understand PvP more, because I do not hate PvP. It's just more effort than it's worth, half the time. When I used to be able to do it back, I know I'm going to date myself, back in the day, it was a lot of fun. You get in a group, group mass battles were just crazy. There now is, if you don't have certain things, then it's not worth it. But then again, I guess it's that way in PvE too. Whatever the current meta is.
I don't think it was ever like that though. Like Casual Zone was, but Casual Zone was like never
is
up.
What I played the most. I had to admit it.
Yeah.
One-on-one in Warburg, being chased around by people at the same level you were was fun. But when you got super gank stalkers and blasters, whoever, it doesn't matter. It wasn't strictly on that. That just went around ganking people because they thought it was fun. But then again, that's part of it too.
Yeah, but like my point is that has everything to do with the community and nothing to do with the actual mechanics of how PvP works, right? Like that happened because, you know, people would go into zones with their AR elect blaster and, no one had tactics and no one would like actually know what they were doing, and builds that were good were prohibitively expensive and so on and so forth. Whereas now that's just not the world anymore. Now, you know, people might go in with their AR Elect Blaster, but there's also going to be, you know, someone on a Fortunato or a Mindfire Dom who just goes around perma-holding people and blasters two-shotting people and so on and so forth, right?
And tankers taunting, and yeah. I just like the fact that each character has their own unique mechanic that you have to either build around or tactics around. And I wish it was more tactics than it was build. But I don't think one AT should be able to completely dominate against another. A melee
it was always rock, paper, scissors, even back then. Like, you just knew which character types that you were going to get dunked on if you tried to fight them, and you just kind of avoided them unless you had like a good advantage or an opportunity or something.
Like the character I'm playing right now, Radiation has good bonus defense, and I'm not talking on the individual powers. I'm talking on if I get Lingering Rad off, and then maybe even the EMP if they're in close enough range, and then follow up that with a Cosmic Burst to stack the mez. I have potential of doing something, but it's not great. But if I can toggle somebody and stay within range, they really can't do much against me unless they spike me. And it just seemed that with the further that things progressed along, it was all about spike damage and not about tactics. Whoever got the first shot won.
Like, I didn't super get into the new PvP, but a lot of it's like delaying the overlapping animation frames so that multiple attacks hit at once, right? Like with ice, you can line it up with certain attacks where like all of them the numbers will all land at the same time after a few moves, so that you can get the spike damage necessary to kill someone quickly.
I mean, that's what Cryptic Ladam's doing right now, right? He's lining up all his side attacks, so they all land at the same time, and he does a fuck ton of damage.
He does a heavier one first, that takes a while to hit, and then follows up with 2 short bursts. I mean, am I mistaken in that? I believe that's what he's doing, right?
He's doing Wildom into Snipe into TK Blast.
Yeah. Because TK is really fast, but the others are not.
TK's instant, Snipe's pretty fast, Wildom is slow as shit.
You got the rule, you gotta keep moving.
Oop, wrong button.
You missed the Inferno.
No, I didn't even I need to move Inferno. That's too close to my regular attacks. Let's move that.
I should have pushed it so tactics was first. Oh well. And again, a lot of my knowledge is from old
yeah, my knowledge is outdated too, so.
I mean, it depends how you define tactics. Like,
well,
if you mean... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that the using your animations to your best, to the best effect, that's tactics. Hitting up a long animation one first and following it with 2 quick succession, I can feel as that is more of a tactics thing. It has nothing to do with the powers and all about how you use them. At the same time, having a build, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. So.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. It's like you're saying people should be rewarded for using their powers in the correct order instead of just randomly, or...
Well, it should be they should be rewarded for thinking it out beforehand. That when they go into a fight, they have a certain outcome they're trying to.
Well, how is that not always the case?
It's not always the case. Some people just randomly click buttons.
Yeah, and those people will do worse than people who realize that leading with full auto is probably a bad idea.
Well, I think anyone leading with full auto.
Yeah, it was at least a bit of like, if you understand how all the powers work, and they all work pretty much the same way as they do in PvE, when you do make like when you do get wrecked, you can at least kind of start to determine maybe more why that's happening.
I mean, if you're sitting down and analyze it afterwards, that's great. And then turn around and make your build better, that's fine. I've never had a problem. Like I said, I don't have a problem with PvP in itself. The biggest problem I have is where it's different from the game that you're already playing. Because it's already a meta game. Does it need to be something that's completely different than the standard meta?
Just get killed through phase shift?
Yeah, there's a delay.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's see, who's that supposed to be?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the ways in which characters are different. Like, yeah, okay, movement DR, get rid of that. No one fucking likes it. Whatever. But like, tanky people are still tanky. High damage people still do high damage. The only real difference is mez. And personally, I can.
How do you handle that?
Sorry.
How do you? I mean, I'm interested in how you handle that.
In current PvP or this?
Yes.
So in current PvP, mez works completely differently, right? So it
It's
only lasts,
and then has like a cool.
Yeah.
DR.
So essentially, if I on a sentinel throw a hold at someone, it will hold that person for base 2 seconds, and that can be enhanced. And then that person, after that hold wears off, will be immune to being held again for 15 seconds. And then Dominators and Controllers get extra duration, so they get 4-second base instead of 2. And then they're also immune to like Immobilize and stuff. Like some of the Mezes stack, some of them don't. It's annoying. And then Mez protection doesn't exist. So if you're a melee, you got, you know, a toggle that gives you status protection. It just gives you resistance in PvP. It doesn't actually give protection. Which has its upsides and downsides. The upsides, of course, being you're never going to get perma-held in a corner for 30 minutes. The downsides being, you know, Controllers and Dominators aren't nearly as strong in a 1v1 as they are otherwise, because they can't stack holds, and that's kind of what they do, right? But then you have this system, which is how it works in PvE, where, alright, if you're a squishy, or even if you're a melee, if you're anyone, and you don't have break freeze, and you go up against a Dominator, you aren't allowed to play the game. Right? And if you're a defender, then if you don't have break freeze, and, you know, I come up to you as a sentinel and cast dominate, then you aren't allowed to play the game. Right? So, yeah, it works the same as PvE, however, it's incredibly frustrating, because it's like, okay, I ran out of break freeze, so I guess it's time for me to leave the zone and come back.
But it's kind of that way with other things. Well, what about heal? Because otherwise you could just chug respites and stuff like that.
Which is what people do at the moment, yeah. And for sure, that's definitely not ideal either.
Man, I wish we had a way to transfer characters from because I kind of want to remake my Bane Spider, but I don't. Should have done that too. But not really. Not really have time now.
Yeah, transfer would be great. I know, I made 4 characters for this.
Nice.
I should have spent more time preparing. I had a rough night and I was going to get up earlier. But it didn't.
Who's Aqua Boogie? They seem to have a decent build.
I keep forgetting that.
Travel suppression on that sucks. I don't know. I mean, in the end, I just see I mean, what I'm seeing, and that's all I can really comment on, is only certain ATs are really going to work. The rest are trash.
I'm pretty confident that I could take any AT into a 1v1 tournament, including Warshades, and do better than most PvEers.
Well, I'll agree with that.
And I reckon I could have a decent chance of winning a 1v1 tournament with Blaster, Sentinel, Defender, Corruptor, maybe Controller, depends on matchups. And definitely like all melees, but all melees are absolutely stupidly broken in 1v1. So
I guess it comes down to how do we fix it? This is the first step.
Well, okay, so
rebuild from there.
Identifying what the problem is the first one, and I guess the biggest problem is it works differently in PvE and PvP, right? And sure enough, that is a problem. But if the goal is, okay, it must work exactly the same in both, then we will either have to balance PvE around PvP, which no one will want, or change it in a way such that it's similar but not exactly the same.
Yeah, that's probably what I would imagine would be happening. Certain things, I can see why infinite holds are not good, but certain other things are like...
It just seems certain ATs get penalized more than others for being their core mechanic. I mean, ultimately, what would be great is if we rebuilt this from the ground up, like you said, and had PvP first, and then build PvE around it afterwards. As most, if I understand, most games do that have a good PvP, correct?
Like, there's a sweet spot to be found in terms of the mechanical nuance is mostly the same, and the characters don't feel objectively worse going into PvP. That was always my big thing. I jump into PvP with a character I'm super familiar with in PvE, and they feel slightly off. Like, they hit weaker, they're slower. Like, I'm playing a weak version of my main character, which... that's the big barrier to entry I don't like. Even without even fighting anyone at all, just zoning into a PvP zone and feeling like a shitty version of my character, that immediately makes me not want to play the mode because I don't want to play a shitty version of my character. So I think rectifying the little bits of DR that make for a gross feeling when you first zone in and you immediately notice that you're slower and all your stuff doesn't work quite as well would be the first step to lower that barrier to entry. And then, but I agree, certain things are definitely not like... i12 wasn't perfect either, and there's definitely room for like... infinite mezzes were dumb. There's certain things that are like, okay, mezz is working a little different. I could see, at least for the most part, like, it's just bridging the gap between like intuitively being able to in a second realize like, okay, something's different and why, and be able to inform your decision making without having to go do a bunch of research. Like, okay, my character's worse.
Actually, I've got an idea. I mean, it may not be the best idea, but it's an idea never the same. If you throw a little of lore mechanics behind it, like if you get two heroes together, they kind of have to counteract each other, and that's why... I'm not saying that that's what happens, but when you're going against, say, like me versus Kobold, for example, you kind of level the playing field. You drop your powers to drop theirs type situation. So what you've got left over is you having to adapt to them. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it sounded better in my head. But anyway, I mean, if you have a reason why things do things, people tend to accept them better than if you just say, well, it's different.
Okay, my phase shift seems to be doing absolutely nothing at all. I was just phase shift and got slept out of it.
Did you get phase chased? Did they fire off the sleep before you
No, I was slept first, then it wear off, and I had my phase shift up, and then while it was still up, I got slept again through it. So there's potentially something not working at all with that.
My guess would be you either got phase chased or like, because Wildom's the sleep power probably, right? And that has an absurd travel time. Like, it's one of the slowest projectiles in the fucking game. So, and I happen to know that that guy's build is 200 feet range, so if he fires it off for 200 feet...
Suppress phase shift, then?
Yeah, it does in PvE, yeah. Like, in i12 it did. I remember stunning people out of phase with total focus.
Well, before it fires off, sure.
So, if he fires it at 200 feet, and then you press phase, it'll hit you like 5 seconds later.
Yeah, and I still got hit by that, and then it wore off, and phase shift was still up, and while it was still up after that, I got slept again. That second one was the one I'm a little confused. Like, the first one, yeah, he got it off before I hit phase shift, but phase shift was running during the second one after the mez wore off, and then he slept me again. It went right through the phase shift.
So if he activated the power while you were phased and you got slept, then he probably phase chased you. As in, if you're phased, you can still attack other people who are phased. It's not only affects self anymore.
Okay, that I didn't realize.
It hasn't been for a long time, like since live.
Well, I mean, I didn't PvP since i12, so I didn't.
Yeah, I guess enemies don't phase.
Yeah, no, not too much.
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize that it changed. I have my bell.
I mean, tell the truth, I'm having a blast and I'm just dying all over the place.
I'm just watching you fly around.
Well, sometimes I get attacked. Well, it's fun. Well, I'm too slow to chase people.
Do you have evasive maneuvers?
No.
That would help a lot.
Yes, it would.
Actually, it probably well, it'll help you go faster, but it probably wouldn't help you resist the minus jump because PvE doesn't have balanced minus jump mechanics. Like in PvP, okay, we changed it so that if you get webnated, you can still jump just only a little bit and only if you slot into it. And you can still fly if you've got enough fly protection, but in PvE, I think the webnades are way stronger.
Oh, I don't mind getting hit to the ground. I just need to react better. I mean, because you can't fly all the time, right?
I mean, Alu is, but he's using Mystic Flight, so if he gets webnated, he just teleports away.
Fair enough.
Where is everyone? Goddamn. People in the tunnels?
But like I said, I'm a total noob when it comes to this. I'm just having fun, kind of watching more than I am engaging.
I mean, having fun's the entire point. It's a game.
That, and I've never gotten frustrated dying all the time unless I'm #1 target by everybody. Then it's no fun.
I get frustrated a lot, but it seems the tune I have picked for this is completely overpowered, so it's all good.
No, the old the one times that I got actually completely frustrated is where people camped the hospitals and stuff, and you were dead before you had a chance.
Yeah, that's the authentic i12 experience right there.
And then if that happens, I just take my toys and leave, but I mean, I don't have to be humiliated.
Almost got someone.
Damn it! You did get him.
Oh, nice, I did. Great for dots.
I tried to kill steal it.
Yay.
Is Alu attacking as well? I didn't see him.
I will probably do some side-by-side feeling out of how it is on live too after this test with this probably the same character, just to kind of gauge, because it still feels pretty similar, like how I remember it. At least, like, somebody got the jump on me and I fired back and we basically almost killed each other. Well, we did kill each other.
One of the things I saw, because I listened more than I I try to listen more than I talk, which means I have to listen a whole damn lot. Uh, what would you like to see?
I mean, personally, for me, that big one, like I said, is really just zoning into a PvP zone. Your character should feel almost entirely the same in terms of feel. That is kind of hard to define, and the nuance of how mechanics work is probably still going to need to like have tweaks for balances. But like, if you feel it, you zone into like even without even like looking at numbers or exact things, if you zone into a zone and you feel weaker and slower, that right away makes you not want to play that mode, because like nobody wants to play a weaker version of their character. So, and plus the information of how you play a character and understanding like, okay, my character does this, this, and this well. If suddenly that's not the case in PvP and you feel like sluggish and like you don't, it's hard to, when your character feels different, it's hard to trust what you know anymore, and that makes it difficult to inform your decision making. And like, man, I wish to. Oh, I'm really dumb. I can turn that off. Uh,
Alright, I'm gonna try and two-shot people.
But but I also one of the other things that I've noticed is there's a difference between one-on-one, team, and zone.
yeah,
Those
absolutely.
kind of three
Zone is always
setups.
what I never played any. I mean, I did 1v1 in zone just by nature of like sometimes there were only 2 people there and you just fight them. But for the
I've
most
always
part,
believed that one-on-one and team, at least like 8-man players and down, should always kind of be a little bit different than zone. Because if you did zone a little bit more towards PvE, you can have things that, because then you can have characters that complement each other. But things for one man and team need to be a little bit more balanced, because like the stuff you were saying earlier, MJB, how
Yeah.
some things you can't balance a tank versus a blaster as is the way it currently stands, or a tank versus a dominator. You get the
God
chain
damn it! I
walls and
keep forgetting to
stuff.
turn off PFF, and I run into melee, and none of my attacks go off. I need to brain up. I almost need to macro all of my attacks to turn off PFF.
How's the two-shotting coming along?
I just killed 3 people in 4 attacks. And survived 2 nukes, which is pretty fun.
MJB, what would you like to see? Since you're a little bit more up on all of this.
In terms of zone PvP?
No, I mean all 3 types. Because there's 3 types that I see right now.
Arena, I think, is pretty close to my ideal, actually.
Like, I would say, like, even with this test, I was still expecting, like, Arena would stay the way it was.
Yeah. So, yeah, Zone being the Wild West and Arena being constructed.
That's
like,
kind of what I was expecting. Like, all the work that's gone
agree.
into balancing Arena, I don't want to, like, undo that suddenly by changing everything. My thinking with these changes was mostly to make Zone PvP very easy to jump into, because if you get people who like, oh, this is a lot of fun, then they might go into the point where they would learn Arena and getting into it more. That's really
don't mind
Sure.
Arena being different.
Yeah, exactly. I think Arena should be different. It's a different environment. It's the difficulty of, like, I would assume in most cases, if somebody wants to try PvP, the first place they're going to try to go to is a PvP zone. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard because nobody. Yeah, it's harder. You know, like if you, I want to try PvP. Well, then you get to get organized. Well, most people aren't going to do that. They're just going to go to a PvP zone and see if they can find some, see what
They
it's
might
like.
be picked up by another group.
Which is like, yeah, like if the PvP zone experience is fun, and even if it's not balanced and it's just fun random nonsense flying around killing each other, then like people are like, this is fun, and if they're having fun, then they'll go the extra distance if they want to learn like arena and stuff like that. So I think that the real goal is to get the barrier to entry as low as possible so that some of those people will get into the more. And what the hell? How does lock power and trace keep getting untoggled? I've turned it back on like 6 times. And I keep moving the icons. No, but yeah, like getting into it is really like being able to understand your character without even having to look anything up would be the best place, because then you could just jump right in. You don't have to like look up videos, look up rules, how does it change. Obviously with the nuance like mezzes and stuff, okay, they're going to work a little different because they have to, but I don't think that's going to stop someone from jumping in and having fun necessarily if everything else still the feels are pretty close.
Also,
Sure.
I think if it's explained, advertised, that was the word I was looking for. If it's advertised that zone is every man goes and that arena is gentleman's rules or something along those lines, it'll go a little bit of a way to saying, yes, things aren't the same as it was. And people will accept that a little bit better. Because right now there is no, if you're in PvP, it's different. It just is.
Yeah, I'd rather see certain things, restrictions imposed as they make sense to do so, and other things completely unrestricted. Like Mez, like said, Mez should not probably work where somebody doesn't get to play. That doesn't sound fun for that person. But like other restrictions should all just go to options in arena and can be turned on as people want. I think in zone should be as restriction free as possible.
I've got one totally ludicrous rule. The wrench from the ASF should cause everybody to explode after 10 seconds.
I mean, you used to be able to use temp. I don't know if that was changed for this little test, but I used to love bringing the. You can get a Void Hunter rifle from one of the red side arcs, and it does the bonkers damage against Keldians. And it was hilarious in PvP to just whip that thing out and like blow one of them away with it.
It wouldn't work in arena, but it could work in zone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, zone is supposed to be nonsense, so like that's fine and makes sense.
Oh, nice! They killed each other.
No, Lou killed me.
Oh.
I 2-shot max skill and then Lou killed me.
Oh, somebody's up here. Okay. I'm good at brainstorming ideas, not always good about enacting them.
What did I have in... My trees are all fucked up again. What was in 1? I had a button in 1. Oh, it was Assassin Strike. Why is that not there now?
Isn't this really the whole test to see if Wild West approach works?
Yeah. And again, I'm probably after this gonna go see how my character does in like current PvP. Like I think with some of the diminishing returns and the damage calculations changed to be more like PvE, I think that will help in the long term. Character really feels slow compared to my other one, but I guess it was built for speed.
I see a stalker.
Oh, I don't have... Ugh, I'm gonna have to respec. I'm gonna go respec real quick. That's a critical.
No, you come the fuck back here.
No, I gotta go respec. I thought I had power.
Why aren't my attacks working? What the fuck? Why am I slow? Where the fuck's that rad defender? Oh, you're an invalid target. Yo, turn off your GM hacks.
Hey, I gotta go respec real quick.
What the fucking... I wanted to 2-shot you, and then you
No,
use GM hacks.
I forgot to turn them off from before. I'm gonna respec super quick here. I just need to change one power to be earlier, because not having that in Warburg is gonna suck. I did not build the character to like respect certain level brackets.
I'm being beat up. Nice.
What are you playing right now that has all these two-shot hacks that you're saying?
Scrappers.
Scrapper? Okay. Yeah, give me 5 seconds. I don't need to respec my... I just need to reorder it. Because yeah, I just no bearing on which order these are going to be picked in. Because I was like, well, I'm not going to be carriers. I'm just going to be testing the ASF. Some of these powers I definitely want to have in Warburg.
Fucking max school. Fucking over.
I am learning a lot from today. Thank you very much for the lessons of Hard Knocks.
I mean, this is also the other problem. Is like, no matter what rule set you pick, if you bring a flyer into a PvP zone, you're gonna have a bad time. Unless you like also have teleport or super speed or whatever.
I know. It's great though. I love it.
You said 41 is what it?
Yeah, 41
is Warburg. Okay. I just need to reorder one couple powers here.
Yeah, I know I'm totally hampering myself, but I'm having fun.
In the end, it's all that matters. Like, I don't like. I think too many people think that PvP is only fun if you're winning, which is not really the case. Especially in zone where like 6 people could just gank you out of nowhere.
Yeah, sure.
Like arena, yeah, obviously arena is you're playing to win, and that's an environment where I'd expect people to. Yeah, that makes sense, but zone was always just nonsense, flying around and doing stupid shit.
Yeah, my only worry is back then nonsense worked because everyone, like, no one knew what non-nonsense looked like. Now people do.
Well, it also doesn't help that the only people who are PvPing right now are like the people who are really into it and know everything about it.
Yeah.
If there were an influx of newer players who felt like they could get into it and have fun, that would help a large amount.
I hate to say this because I know it's not all PvPers, but they do kind of have a slight.
If you're about to say all PvPers are toxic, I've got many forum threads to point you to that essentially go, PvP killed the game, PvP should be deleted.
No, it's not that at all. I'm just saying there are some that seem to make it bad for everyone else.
There are definitely bad eggs, but there are bad eggs in PvE as well, right?
Yeah,
there are bad eggs everywhere. And but what I wanted to say is that if people have, it would be nice if we could clean up everybody's image. Tell the truth.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's just holding people to higher standards, though, and like realizing that one person doesn't represent the entirety of any community.
I mean, I'm no pillar of justice myself because I like to be obnoxious as well. So, I mean, I'm running around in here becoming a target just so somebody else can get the kill on the person killing me.
That's true. That's fair. Like a lot of people are opportunists. Where is it? I'm almost back to ready. To retool some of these builds that I have because of those new IOs that are kind of neat, for the procs at least.
Problem is the players who think people are toxic just sign off that they don't.
Yeah, they're just gonna project. I mean, if somebody's projecting toxicity, that's how it's gonna be.
Because it doesn't matter how good the people are. It also may be their perception too.
Well, yeah, if you go into PvP, assuming all PvPers are jerks, they'll, of course,
and then you get killed and go, see, they're a jerk. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Like,
the whole thing?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Like, if you project an expectation, it's self-fulfilling prophecy at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna call out a friend of mine. I mean, he's a great friend. I really like him, but unless things work in his way, he just swears up and down everybody is jerk
Well,
face.
PvP is also not for everyone. Like even at the best of like PvP, I'd certainly say there are certain personality types who just aren't going to enjoy fighting other players because they don't know how to not take it personally.
Well, and tell the truth, that's the other reason why I like a little bit of variety, and it's not just PvP. It's either PvP zone or PvP arena. You can do both, or you can do one, or do yeah.
Yeah, like, and I think Faultline's ideas of making some mini games that are PvP will help a
Oh,
lot.
I'd love
Those
to
sound fun
capture
as
the
fuck.
flag.
I'm just gonna say straight up that whole like bank mission thing or doing some
that
kind of
sounds
CTF,
awesome.
probably not CTF, or you know, just whatever. That all sounds so much fun to me. I don't
I
know.
think that's one of the problems with City of Heroes PvP is that there hasn't really been like there's the end zone missions in quotes of like
It's always deathmatch. It's only
yeah,
deathmatch.
it's only really just kill each other. There's not like an actual like having like an actual CTF or capture point. Like I think that would be huge for improving the experience for everyone.
Like you guys. I like the bank mission. Like one team has to rob the bank, the other has to hold
Yeah,
the.
like you do it like one team attacks the bank, the other holds it. It's on a timer, and then afterwards the teams flip, and if the second team can beat the time of the first team, then they win.
That I'm less interested in because you can already do that. It's just you have to organize it yourselves.
Yeah, I mean obviously there's something to be said about system stuff like that too. Six shooters. Just putting my slots back in.
Now I'm just being a target. Hang on.
Oh yeah, by the way, Geode's bugged on Cryptic. It has no animation or no graphic.
Oh great. Well, like my powerhouse.
Also, Brimstone procs are bugged, which is really annoying. It's like I'm losing like I don't know, a third of my damage or something.
Oh, like the fire procs that are supposed to be on it.
Yeah.
Is that just in PvP or just on?
Yeah,
Cryptic?
no, just in PvP.
Okay.
On Cryptic. I believe it works on live. I haven't tested it on live actually. I tested it on Brainstorm, but like a long time ago.
Yeah, I haven't made any of the new stone stuff on live yet myself. I would assume it works on live. It would surprise me that they would ship it broken, unless it was something nobody reported until after it went out. Let's get
Yeah, I think the reason I like Zone more than anything else is I don't have the time to do breakdown on everything as much as I would for Arena.
Yeah, I think Zone acting as the bridge to like bring people into more nuanced PvP by way of it being more easy to jump into is the best use of it.
So what are some other modes that you guys would do? Or I didn't read the stuff about the.
I mean, Faultline was the one who was really playing around with it, but like, I don't know, just the basic assortment of stuff you generally have in PvP, like
Capture the flag.
capture the flag, King of the Hill, stuff like that. Like, seems fairly trivial to set up, and no, I say fairly trivial, but nothing's fairly trivial in this game. But like, to build a like to know what to do for it, like, it's not like those modes are complicated or nuanced much. Capture the flag maybe a little bit, but you could just do that with a temp power off a glowy that resets itself or something.
Or gives you a buff that you have to get to the other side?
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, you click the glow, it'd put a buff on you, and the buff would make you glow like super bright, so everyone knows you. Or like or could put literally, if we have a flag, they could literally just spawn a flag on you, so people know.
The Hamadon aura, that's glowy enough.
Yeah, something like that, but like colored, like they're probably colored. I don't know.
I can't wait for the request to add disable that aura in all the gold because it ruins their costume or whatever. No, don't put cold shields on me, my costume.
I don't want to be invisible when I'm hiding. I like how I look. I'm so cool looking. Okay, where the heck does this last? Oh.
God, why did I make my
else,
cookies on
thanks
this?
for giving me a better understanding of things. I can make more informed opinions that way.
Oh God, I just realized what the fuck Cess is doing.
What are they doing?
She's going to SG base to get inspirations.
Hey man, that was a viable idea in the day. I always laughed when you kill someone and that they'd leave and come back with a full tray of reds and like try to rush you down. That always made me laugh. Okay, where are these?
People are looking for you, Cobalt.
Yeah, I'm just reslotting. I'm having a brain fart and not being able to seem to read my own bill. Where the hell? Oh, okay, that's where that was. I'm like 10 slots away from being back to ready and heading back in.
I could just hear somebody yell, "Bring his head on a pike!"
Well, it's like I gave no care to building this because I was this was only going to be testing the ASF, so the order I picked my powers in was like, who fucking cares? But in PvP, there are certain critical powers you want to have at a certain level point, and I didn't have them, and I was like, oh, that's not good. But I'm just about re-slotted.
Hey Mac, I didn't see you sneak in.
Rip.
Oh, he's got muted.
No, he's running away like a coward.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to put together a PvP build and try again.
Okay, I'm just reorganizing my trays and I'm gonna be back in.
I'm totally okay with helping people with builds and stuff for the record.
Oh yeah, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind just getting something fun to play. Doesn't have to be a killer or anything. I mean, what you suggest 2 or 3 travel powers, right?
This latency makes drive-by nuking impossible.
I just did it on you! What the fuck are you talking about?
I was stunned. Also stuck against a wall. I tried to get you with the nuke when you were jumping and it did not work.
You landed a few on my Sentinel. It's just, I think I've got more Cyrus than you think I do.
Yeah. This was just a, hey, let me see if I can pull an old build out of my ass.
Were you on the Keldian?
Nah, I'm on one of the blasters.
Who was the Keldian? That was fucking hilarious.
I don't know. I got taunted once and hit by like one of the dwarf powers, and then I never saw him again.
Yeah, he taunted me a bunch, and then I killed him, and then he killed a Lou, and I fucking laughed.
Shoot, I don't have the, hang on a second, I'm gonna go buy the, I don't have the PvP accolades on.
Yeah, you can buy them in Zone.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, there's a store on both
Defender
sides.
here?
If you look at the map, there's a store. So, like, are you a hero? You're a Vil, right?
I'm,
Yeah. So
I'm a hero.
if you're a hero, he's like right next to the health. I can show you.
All right, I looked earlier. I didn't see him. I saw him
He's
on
on
the
the
waypoint on the
map.
map. I got to buy new tech powers, anyways. Oh, he's just hiding underneath here. Okay, that explains
Yeah,
it.
right here.
That was a jank. Hit a bit of lag there.
Fuck you, Zaza.
Hello? Fuck.
I died how I lived, enveloped in radiation.
Fair enough.
Is lingering radiation not as nasty as it used to be?
Not really.
Aw.
Reslotting takes retrays takes forever.
I want ability to just clear my tray and start from what I want.
I want the ability to have the code automatically pick abilities for me, so that I can type /respec at level 50 instead of doing it the fucking hard way.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. Like the base portal instead of the auto dock.
Okay, pretty sure I got all my shit back in order. Heading back. Janked all my trays up, but whatever.
Yeah, I just usually end up with 50,000 temp powers. If I could just clear the entire trays without
without
doing
like
it
just
individually, it'd be much better. Because then I could just drop them down from the menus. Quality of life, yo.
I think trays are emptier than they were before, but whatever. I can't remember what I had in Fixer Life spot.
The thing is, it sometimes does it, and I can't figure out how. When I start or finish a respec, there's nothing in the trays, and it's so much easier to build from.
One improvement to zone in any rule set that I can think of is disable all inspirations. But maybe that's just me.
What do you mean?
I think it adds to the jank. I think only small inspirations is fine.
Yeah, because if somebody's quaffing supers,
Well, I don't know if supers are enabled here. They might be.
They are.
they are.
Oh, that's stupid then. Especially here on Cryptic, where you can go get them for free.
I don't think anyone's using them, but
That's fine then.
But even larges are pretty nasty. Yeah, you're right. Don't get rid of them altogether, but just have like minimum or minor ones.
see, Austin PC agrees with me. Small inspirations are lame too. Sup, Kyle?
Why? Just because you can have a zillion of them?
Just because you can, like, basically you can perma damage cap yourself, you can perma defense cap yourself, resist cap yourself, like all at the same time.
All of them.
Yeah, it's just
So just disable them outright.
It's lame, and like it incentivizes basically when you run out, leave the zone, buy more, come back, and it's like anything that incentivizes you to leave the zone is just boring.
Well, you can buy all the powers, so it shouldn't really matter not having them. But the only thing I would do is just like happens on the Relentless, that reses of any size are available, because you're vulnerable when you pop those things anyway. So
Some buttons on my tray, but
that sound about right. That way, anybody doing the zone for other than PvP can still pop a res if they die and get back up if they need to.
It's not like the things you need to do in a PvP zone are hard to do.
Depends on who you are, I guess. I know people that have problems. But they may just have problems, period. Wow, that was mean. I don't like that anymore. Grr. Not the PvP, the fact that if the toggles are useless.
Well,
The only...
if you don't get mezzed, it's fine. So like if you use a break free and then put your toggles, they can't turn them off, right?
Oh, okay. But if you can't have inspirations...
Yeah, that's if we use the i12 rules. If we use the current live rules, then break frees don't do anything anyway, but you become mez-immune for 15 seconds, so it kind of...
Oh, okay.
miss.
Maybe just incorporate that only wakies and break frees are available. I mean, Lua should be able to change that, right, Kobo?
But probably.
Or not Lua, or at least the
Yeah,
hard
I'm
mode
sure.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, what was the question? I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to attack someone.
No, inspirations. If they were turned off for the zone, can you specify which inspirations could be turned on?
I mean, by level, yes, we could make it so that all of them except small are turned off.
Well, no, not small, but just like break freeze and
Oh, I mean,
reses.
yes, we'd have to go through individually and toggle or like tag all of them, because right now they're all just tagged as like inspiration small, inspiration large, inspiration medium, inspiration super. They're not like done by break free damage, so we don't have like it wouldn't be like hard to do, but it wouldn't be like just click a button either. We'd have to go in and change all the inspirations
Some work, in other words.
to be defined as such.
Well, if it's not that hard, just like one evening of work, that's probably not too bad.
You went flying, FJB.
I was going to do that to you, but I got stunned.
Yeah, energy manip is insane with these rules.
Well, it wasn't
That's how it
i12
used
as
to
well.
be.
Oh yeah, but now stun is a range attack that animates in like half the time it used to.
Oh shit, I forgot its range now.
Yeah, with boost range, it's a range stun. It's a short range
Yeah.
one, but like,
That's
yeah,
all that you need.
yup.
I mean, as well as just the amount of range you can get in builds these days is...
Yeah, I don't
Kinda
know
dumb.
if under this current test, you get range bonus from PvPIO sets?
You don't, no.
You don't? Yeah, so I didn't build for it. That's why I want energy. I have like 20% from the blaster ATOs, and the rest of it's just boost range.
Yeah, that's why I'm energy as well.
Awesome.
But you can get the damage range Hamios.
Yeah. This build was real quick and dirty. You throw it together, see what sticks based on my old Psy-EM from like i15 or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's my Far EM, it's my namesake.
Yeah. The only PvP character I had before i13 drop was a rad Psy Defender, and I finished building it like a week before i13 went to beta.
Nice.
I was disappointed.
Aw.
It was fun, still a fun character, but not the same after i13.
So fast, I can't chase them far enough.
Well, it doesn't help that everyone's flying right now as well.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Doesn't help I didn't take super jump on this character.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help, no.
Yeah, I have to breathe my build a little bit.
Having travel suppression again is weird.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
You got me.
Where did he go?
Yeah, out of all the inspirations, I think Break Freeze and Reses would probably be the two that I would recommend. Especially
No!
Ouch.
You messed me with Inferno, and then
And then fucking Stalker thinks he's good, yeah.
No, how did that happen?
So I got stunned. Do I not have my... yeah, I didn't have my Mez protection on my tray. I was like, how did I get stunned? Okay. Big
I thought
brains.
about running a Stalker for this, but with the PvE rule set, AS isn't unresisted, which means it's like... Although I guess when no one has any base resist, it's probably fine.
You say that, but my Sentinel was cap resist on like 4 damage types?
Well, no, I mean like... Yeah, if someone's got resistance, the AS isn't going to do shit. No. We're not doing this.
Sorry.
No, fucking Elite Juke me, you bastard. Shit, I need to go.
It's nice to have nukes that do something again.
Alright, I'll see you guys there.
Laters.
Thanks for watching, guys. I gotta go. But yeah, everyone have fun.